Let's forget for some time that this is about design entrance exam. Now, if I ask you a simple question, why? Why do you want to become a designer? Or why do you want to study design? Now, I know all of you might have your reasons for that. For some, it was your calling. Some of you were interested in things and were curious about stuffs. Some of you were interested in drawing, sketching, or colors and shapes. Then there must be a few who want to make an impact on society through their work. Then there may be some who want to study design because it is cool to be a creative person. Which is completely fine. I am not judging your reasons, but trying to emphasize on the point that a reason is important. It is the answer to this why that keeps you going in this field. And today in this video, I'll try and help you think about it. So I know you have your reasons why you want to study design. But do you know why you were interested in drawing or sketching in your life? Why do you want to bring change only as a designer and not as a doctor or astronaut? Or why you find the design as a profession cool and not an engineer? It is because of a simple reason that your brain is wired in such a way. I mean, certain portion of your brain functions in a way which makes you a visual learner. Mostly, the learning ability of a person can fall into three categories: visual learner, auditory learner, or kinesthetic learner. For now, I will not get into the detail. But let me tell you that our learning ability is mixture of all the three. But sometimes, like in your case, when visual learning ability dominates, a person might have an interest in drawing, sketching or painting or a design. She might have good imagination capability. There are certain tests to identify your learning abilities, or you can identify some bizarre symptoms to identify this. For example, you can remember face of a person but not his or her name. You can remember the scene of a film, even the actor costume, but not the name of the film. In the examination hall, you know you have read this concept, you know it was written on the right hand page under a blue box with red font, but you don't remember what was it. Yes, that is a symptom of a visual learner. Now before I proceed, I want to bring to your notice that have you noticed that almost all the questions in the design exams are based on pictures and figures? Because it is just a visual intelligence test. Have you noticed how a simple maths question is converted into a visual puzzle? So visualization is a prerequisite for a designer. In fact, all the questions in part A of the design exam is to test your visualization capability only. So when you said you had an inclination towards drawing or sketching, etc., it only means that you have a good visualization capability. But is it the only trait required? No, there is one more thing. Communication. You have a concept in your mind, but it is helpful only when others can understand it. And here comes the part B of the exam. You have ideas? Good. Please communicate. If you have these two traits, you are a designer already. So why should you study design? Design is not just about solving a problem. It is about identifying a problem which does not even exist for a normal person. I might have developed a cervical problem without even realizing that it is because of a bad design of the chair. It is not about criticizing things. It is much more than that. Design is a process. It involves certain way of thinking. It is and should be part of our daily life. Common people hardly realize that it is not the intention of the government to take bad decisions, but it is a bad design of the scheme. No wonder after 70 years of independence, design thinking is introduced in our education system. So I think you should study design because A, you already have traits required to be a designer, and B, it is the need of the hour. We have enough engineers to do the job. The country needs a generation who can think and come up with alternatives. I read this quote somewhere, and this would be an apt place to sum up today's discussion. An intelligent person does what he loves to do, but a genius does what is required.